Good evening, all. Today is May 5th, 2020. And, I just wanted to do an interesting video about my perspective of what's going on as far as the energy shift on this planet. This picture here, two separate incidents in two separate parts of New York, both having to deal with our young star seeds. The top one is a young male who was bum rushed by one of New York's badge carriers, because supposedly social distancing, like they really care. The one on the bottom is one of our lovely ladies, and she was upset over a family member that had passed away, and people were grieving, and they were trying to show their respects, and once again bum rushed by Savage with the badge. And I just wanted to say, people have a really different perspective. They keep saying, oh, we're being attacked and this is so bad. And, it's been 400 years. This should not be a shock to anyone. But the issue isn't the fact that it's happening. It's the reason behind it. The energy has shifted. That's something we cannot deny. And people are, in fact, feeling it. And so what you're going to find is more of our star seeds not acting out, but being more defensive of themselves and their autonomy of self. So why would these badge holders treat these fine young folks differently than they would when they were handing out masks and sandwiches to people in another park who were palm colored or F6 or dominant society, whatever you want to call them? I started thinking about that. And it isn't just because, oh, they're black people and, oh, the history of slavery. I started thinking about a video I saw not too long ago. It was based on the Japanese honeybee. And basically what it was, it's on National Geographic. You can find the video very easily on YouTube. And what was very interesting about the whole thing is what the Japanese honeybee does when it's threatened. They don't get overly violent. They don't use their stingers. They don't use their wings. They don't use anything to attack a predator that's in their midst. So the video is what happens when a hornet gets among these honeybees. And this particular hornet will wipe out the whole colony if not dealt with. So what the Japanese honeybees do is they kind of get together and they kind of cluster around the hornet, and the one starts vibrating just a little bit. It signals to his buddies, hey, we got some work to do. So they start vibrating, and then they start vibrating. All of a sudden, they're all vibrating. So now you've got the rhythm of vibration. Next, what you end up having is the heat. They start heating up. So not only are they vibrating, they start heating up. And as one who has naturally vibrated before, you heat up. Like everything heats up. When you are at a higher vibration or you just start vibrating differently, I don't like to say higher or lower. I just like to say different frequencies. Your body heats up. Mine gets very, very hot very quickly. And so when you have black people around each other, we set off a different vibration. We are not the same. When we are in our natural homeostasis, we are not the same as other people. That's why when they see us, they see a threat. And so what they used to say is, oh, if there's a group of black kids, they're in a gang or they're going to make trouble. We don't vibrate the same. And since your energy gets sent off before you do, they feel it. When I am vibrating and I am in a great mood and I'm vibrating what people would call high, what I call different, I scare people. I make them very nervous. The only entities on this planet who are not afraid of my vibration when I'm in a good high, I guess, vibratory state are animals. They're very intrigued. Children, because they have just come from the source, and what we would call hippies, people who are very natural, and your vibe determines your tribe. I attract those people. The average person has alternative motives when they deal with you on a regular basis. When your energy is there protecting you and it's at a different vibratory state, they can't do what their intentions are and they don't like it. So when you see this, you see a terrorist with a badge attacking our poor kids. When I see it, I see vibration happening and nobody guiding them properly. It's either somebody who's got a whole bunch of stuff to sell and an extreme amount of money, or it's someone who wants to take advantage of them, or it's the Bible thumpers who tell them that they are evil. No, we are not the same. We do not vibrate the same. It is our job to control our chaos, which vibrates differently than other people's chaos. And when we're in our natural homeostasis aspect of life and vibratory state, we are not the same. There should be no reason why we have to resort to violence to defend ourselves. And you may say, well, everybody else they're defending themselves and they've got guns and bully clubs and da 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 da. No. If you can vibrate to a point where they don't want to come near you, you cannot be on the same level where they will want to shoot a gun at you. Well, technically they'll want to, but the likelihood is they would be too afraid of repercussions. If we were guiding our star seeds, what would end up actually happening is our star seeds could come together, be on the big, beautiful sun, which is our energy source, which is a natural energy source because it is natural to this planet. We could vibrate to the point where when one of those savages even looks at us, we could drop them by mere thought. One thing a lot of people don't understand and don't know, and Bobby Hemmett mentioned this, and I had heard this before, even before I watched Bobby Hemmett, is there are tribes in Africa nobody messes with. No Arabs, no Chinese, no Indians, no white people, no white Americans, no Europeans. Nobody messes with them. Because just with a mere thought, they are at such a different frequency. They can drop you in a New York second. So stop seeing these people and stop fearing them as though they have some power. They don't. They have to use primitive ideology and primitive weapons to even exist. And then they have to bring you down into their frequency. When you step away from their frequency, up, down, sideways, diagonal, when you step away from their frequency, they can't touch you. They don't understand why. And I do get strange looks on the days that I'm vibrating high. It's hard for me to maintain because that's the hardest part about vibrating is, or frequency, I should say, is maintaining it because there's so many distractions on purpose to make us less than. I get strange looks. Some people are kind of like, I don't know what she's all about. I don't know what's going on. Other people are just angry. I've gotten sneers. It's interesting. I have to say, people who seem the angriest at me when I am I am outside their vibration. Let's put it that way. Not higher, lower, but outside their vibration. The women in the dominant society and Hispanic men. They're the two people who seem the angriest when I am outside of the vibratory state of the dominant society. That I'm not giving that energy unto them. And I think that's really weird. Asian men don't care. Asian women don't care. Arabs don't care. Dominant men don't care. Occasionally, some brothers and sisters care. But more so sisters are either right there with me or they're curious, which means they're probably like Christians or Muslims or something. The brothers, usually if they're just anti-black female, they're going to be anti-me anyway, so it doesn't matter. But most of them seem, just nice and normal. But I get just, you can see the daggers of hatred from the dominant female, or what we would call Caucasian female, and Hispanic men specifically. I don't understand why that is. And no, it's not when they are coupled, it's like individuals. And it's because I choose to be outside of that vibratory state, that frequency that they choose to be in and that this world is based on. So I want people to really focus on that we don't have to stay in the same vibratory or frequency state. I did a video. It was a quick, sloppy video. My apologies, but it was to the point. And the point of the video was my energy is mine and I'm keeping it. It's a perfect video for intro to energy work that you don't have to worry about good or bad, spirits or evil. There's no conjuring. There's none of that stuff. You can do it as a Christian. You can do it as a Muslim. You can do it as a Buddhist. You can do it as a scientist. You can do it as an agnostic. You don't have to be religious. It's all about your energy that science says that is given to you, that we all have. A lot of people say, well, God gave you the spirit and the soul. That's yours. That's yours to keep, and you can share it or not. But the video I did was, my energy is mine and I'm keeping it. It's a very quick and easy video. Obviously, it's free. It's on YouTube. It takes minutes to do. You can do it in the shower. You can do it on the toilet. You can do it as you commute. You can do it listening to music. And I've often listened to music, and I will do this. But it's a great healing energy, because you can sit back there and bring your energy onto you and make it work for you. You can even expand it as a shell. And when you walk into the world, but, I just want people to understand that things aren't what they seem. The earth is going back into its natural homeostasis. And I will do a video on homeostasis and what that means and how this is going down. And so we are the nature. This planet is tropical, which basically means it's going to a tropical state. And it won't be a tropical like going to Tahiti or the Caribbean. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a different frequency. And people are already feeling it. That's why you're going to see more of them to attack themselves and more of them attack us. This is not about social distancing. When we come to a group, we are a different frequency. And if done right, we can make a whole lot of changes. So thank you. Have a lovely, wonderful evening. A lot of places across America this evening or this weekend are going to be nice and hot. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. We're the first week of May and it's supposed to be 80 degrees. Last year we got 80-degree weather in June, which basically means that that's part of the earth going back to its natural homeostasis. It's going to get warmer and warmer earlier and earlier in the year where it's not supposed to. And it's going to last longer later into the year. The changes are here. There's nothing they can do about it. But you can learn to protect yourself. You can teach your teenagers how to protect themselves from an energy-wise. You can teach your little babies, your little 4 or 5-year-old, how to protect their energy. It's really fun. It's really easy. Please try it. Have a lovely, lovely evening and power up my people.